Hi, I'm Sarah Kinao, and on the Academy today we're going to be looking at a very interesting topic, youth unemployment and entrepreneurship in Nigeria. With me on this topic all the way from Accra, Ghana, is Mr. Babatunde Fasasi, who is a strategic consultant, an entrepreneur and a public speaker. Mr. Fasasi, it's great to have you with us on the Academy. First, let me ask you, looking at the situation in Nigeria, what would you say are the reasons for youth unemployment?
It's a very terrible situation. The Nigerian youth have found themselves in a very precarious situation right now. A situation where there are more people than the jobs available, and the Nigerian youth typically, even though enterprising, even though quite passionate, do not have all the jobs provided, and so that increases the level of unemployment in the country, especially because, again, you cannot completely disconnect this from the root source called corruption. I believe if there were more people, leaders who were responsible and accountable, probably would have done their jobs properly, which would have included building of, schools, building of health centers, road construction. Some of these things clearly would engage more youth, but we don't have that happening in Nigeria, so we have well over, a very whopping 4% of the average employable Nigerian youth out of employment at the moment. I think it's quite terrible. However, in the last 5 years, Nigeria has witnessed a completely different a change in the dynamics. We're having more youths coming to terms with reality to know that really the jobs are not out there, and more youths are beginning to build themselves, are beginning to develop entrepreneurial skills wherein they are able to create certain things for themselves as source of income. I think that's quite I think that's quite impressive. We aren't exactly doing very well yet. If you look at countries like China, pretty much the small and medium scale enterprise is the backbone of the economy. And if you consider some other greater economies of the world, you realize that the small and medium scale enterprise forms a major part of the economy. We need to rise to the point where more Nigerian youths are involved in building small and medium scale businesses, such that even the entire small and medium scale sector can begin to own a major part of our GDP here in Nigeria.
All right, Mr. Fasasi, but how exactly do you think the youth unemployment can be curbed or reduced in Nigeria?
Well, unfortunately, I wish I could ask Nigerians to stop reducing. Unfortunately, I cannot do that. We don't have the one-child policy here in Nigeria, so more and more people are living better, so we have more and more youth out there. Interestingly, our population is even what we call a younging population, with well over 50% youth population. How do we curb or reduce youth unemployment in Nigeria? I would not beat the dead horse by asking government to provide more job opportunity, because that's like beating a dead horse. I don't exactly see government doing so much in providing jobs. But I think we can challenge ourselves as young people to begin to consider other ways of livelihood, of employing ourselves. Clearly, what I would suggest would be for us to continue to build the small and medium scale enterprise. Government and financial bodies should begin to consider how they can help, build small scale businesses. We've got young people who are not ashamed, graduates who are not ashamed to be, to do cleaning, who are not ashamed to do. Quite a lot of interesting businesses are springing up in Nigeria now. For instance, facility management and cleaning never used to be a big deal in Nigeria, but we have lots of people who got thrown out of jobs in the banking industry who went for this training on facility management and cleaning, industrial cleaning, and all of those. And these guys are doing good for themselves. So my first recommendation would be that more and more youth in Nigeria should consider honing the skills and building their talents such that they can commercialize their innate abilities. So everyone's got an ability resident on the inside of him which is able to lead him to some level of greatness. And I don't think it is impossible for us to begin to polish our talent and begin to master the business of our talent and begin to make money from our talents. So first I would recommend that we look inward and find opportunities around us. In fact, the population of Nigeria alone is an opportunity. So if you've got a business idea, if all they want to do is retail being sales of items, retail being sales of what's it called? Whatever it is you want to sell, I think that's going to sell here in Nigeria because there's a massive population out there. So we've got to stop being lazy as young people, as youth. We've got to understand that the jobs might never come, and so we've got to go on the street and begin to do stuff for ourselves. And then, clearly, I think the first line of action would be to scan the environment and find opportunity. And I believe that because of the size of Nigeria, there's so much opportunity, and we can milk all of these opportunities. Like I said earlier, I am not going to expect the government to create jobs. They have not created the jobs in the past 10 years. I don't see them creating new jobs. Okay? So the population is much more than the jobs we can possibly have. So I would rather recommend that young people take their lives in their hands, take their destiny in their hands, get on the streets, find their innate abilities, find the talent, and begin to commercialize their talent and make a living from it.
All right, but looking at you as a Nigerian youth and also as a successful entrepreneur, there are many challenges youth in Nigeria face today. So what ways do you think a Nigerian youth can start up a business in Nigeria?
I must say that that's one of the biggest challenges of a startup in Nigeria. Clearly, there are quite a number of young chaps out there who have great ideas but are never able to kickstart their ideas because probably they don't have the funding. Exactly. And I realize that that's one of the biggest problems of the financial sector, even in Nigeria. We do not have much support, from the financial sector. Could there be a policy in government that a certain amount of the earnings of financial institutions should be allocated, or a certain amount, allocation from all financial institutions should be directed towards building startups, building small and medium scale businesses. I think that would help us seriously because we've got great guys everywhere in Nigeria who've got great ideas but are not able to bring their ideas to life because of infrastructural challenges, financial challenges, and the like. Okay, so I think if the government will not do anything, can the government put up a policy that compels all financial institutions to allocate resources to train or supporting small and medium scale enterprises? We've seen a few banks do that, the likes of Diamond Bank, the likes of Fidelity Bank, and I think some part of GDP, some of these banks and Stanbic IBTC are claiming in some way or form to be supporting startups, small businesses in Nigeria. But I think that's not enough. We need more. We need banks to come out clearly to support these entrepreneurs.
All right, Mr. Fasusin. Lastly, what do you think the future holds for Nigeria in terms of unemployment and also entrepreneurship?
Well, the population of Nigeria is not going to reduce. It's going to continue to increase. I don't know at what rate geometrically or arithmetically. I'm not exactly sure, but I know that the population of Nigeria will continue to increase, and the youth population in Nigeria will increase commensurate to the general population of the country. And that tells me that until and unless the government begins to take concrete steps and action, unemployment might even degenerate in Nigeria. And in another 4 or 5 years, the rate of unemployment in Nigeria might even deteriorate to a terrible level. However, I am also seeing a good observation in the country. So we have more and more young people taking their destinies into their hands and doing stuff for themselves. I think also that is going to increase over the next few years. More youths will be trained from school to think about what they can do for themselves, as opposed to what you call seeking a job in the marketplace. And I think that's going to increase. However, I think also that unless and until the private sector and the government sector come together to put effort and energy together to create jobs, this level of unemployment might continue terribly over the next few years.
All right, thank you very much, Mr. Babatunde Fasisi, for being with us in the Academy. Well, that'll be all on the Academy for this week. Till next week on Interim 3 for the Academy of Season 1. Thank you very much for watching.